Professor S.R. Nilanjanam sir was born on July 20th, 1959 at Bahadurghatta village of Chitradurga district, Karnataka state. He has done his BSc at Government Science College, Chitradurga, and obtained MSc Botany, MPhil in Seed Technology, PhD in Botany from University of Mysore, and postdoctoral fellow at Danish Government Institute of Seed Pathology, Denmark. Sir was former Vice Chancellor of Gulbarga University during 2015-2019 and lifelong UTS DSR Faculty Fellow at University of Mysore, former Chairman of Department of Studies in Biotechnology, University of Mysore for 3 terms. Sir has worked on various aspects of agricultural and sustainable development with his team of research scholars and postdoctoral fellows from last 3 decades. Sir is instrumental in establishing the Asian Seed Health Center by transferring the seed pathology courses from Danish Government Institute of Seed Pathology, Denmark, to Department of Studies in Applied Botany of Mysore. In this program, he established the Network Research and Trainer Centers in China Agricultural University, China, Nepal, Vietnam, Bangladesh, and Tanzania in South Africa in the area of molecular plant pathology, seed pathology, plant protection, and host pathogen interaction. Sir has also visited other countries like USA, Czech Republic, Germany, and Italy as a visiting scientist. He established the Institute of Excellence at the University of Mysore on biodiversity and bioprospecting for sustainable development sponsored by MHRD New Delhi, and he's also handled European Union program in collaboration with Danish Seed Health Center, Denmark, Burkina Faso, and SAU, Tanzania on development of seed treatment strategy of a medical plant for the enhancement of growth promotion in millet and sorghum grown in India and Africa. Sir's significant research involved in quality food production and protection in the major food crops such as cereals, vegetables, oilseeds, and fruit crops. Protection technologies developed in scientific and judicial use of pesticide use and their residues, and preventing microbial pathogens to crops by using resistant varieties. Prophylactic measures are scientifically investigated and included for food production program in India. Post-harvesting technologies involving storage molds and microbes and insects and grain science technology aspects are investigated, and protection aspects for food crops are worked out. The application of Beveria bacina as bioagent to control coffee berry borer and obtain patents. Impact of mycotoxins in seed health and food products, along with quality assessment and management with botanicals and zinc oxide nanoparticles. Sir has handled PIDST, DBT, UGC, PANIDA, Advanta, EU, and UGC MHRD projects on plant biotechnology, plant protection, and host pathogen interaction. Sir has been actively involved in teaching and research for 24 years. He has guided 21 PhD and 40 MPhil scientists, 2 postdoctoral fellows, and has published more than 200 research articles in highly reputed international and national journals with H index of 31 and over 3,500 citations, and published several technical bulletin and newsletters on plant health and its management. Sir is having 4 patents in his credits. He has organized 25 conferences and workshops and delivered about 75 lead lectures, more than 70 oral and poster presentations. He is the referee of several journals to review the research articles. Sir has worked in various bodies as chairman, such committee for Vice Chancellor Appointment, Bangalore University, Chairman, Research Advisory Committee, CSI and PI, Central Seat Board, New Delhi, Chairman, Gross Enrollment Ratio Committee, Higher Education Council, Government of Karnataka. Professor S.R. Niranjana Sir was conferred by the different academy fellowship like Fellow of the National Academy of Sciences, Fellow of National Academy of Agricultural Sciences, Fellow of National Academy of Biological Sciences, Fellow of Karnataka Sciences and Technology Academy, Department of Science and Technology, Government of Karnataka 2021, Fellow of Indian Phytopathological Society, Fellow of Indian Society of Mycology and Plant Pathology, Udaipur, Fellow of Danish International Development Agency, Denmark. He has also received distinguished awards such as National Academy of Agricultural Sciences Recognition Award, Dr. Rajaramana State Award for Scientists, Government of Karnataka, recipient of C.V. Raman Scientist, Government of Karnataka, M. Prasad Memorial Lecture Award, and recipient of B.P. Vidhe Memorial Award, and also recipient of prestigious Sri Maharshi Valmiki Award from Government of Karnataka for his significant area of the National Academy of Agricultural Sciences has great pleasure in presenting Dr. K.C. Mehta Memorial Award to Professor S.R. Niranjana for his outstanding contribution in plant protection for the biennium of 2019 and 2020. It's our proud moment to have a lovely personality, a person of honor amidst us, to inaugurate the 2 days international tea conference organized by the of our college in collaboration with Association of Pharmaceutical Scientists and Educators under the aegis of Internal Quality Assurance Cell of College. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you for the kind introduction of an inaugurated remark. Now I invite Professor S.R. Niranjana, former Vice Chancellor, Gulbarga University, to speak few words on International E-Conference.
Morning, all. We Department of Microbiology and IPAC in collaboration, Association of Pharmaceutical Scientists and Educators, are organizing a 2-day planning conference on research and innovation in Diet Science 2022. Special reference to Nutraceuticals in healthy aging. In this occasion, on the dais, today's the guest of honor, Dr. Ananta Chakraborty, Principal Chapter College, Pharmacy, Mangalore, and Secretary, APAC, Principal and today's President of this day international seminar, very humble and friendly Professor Sainath Mallikemadu, Organizing Secretary Timothy Rajarajeshwari, and 2 IPAC coordinators and organizing secretaries. ESME and AS other staff members, and the treasurer of APAC, Kiran, and other teacher colleagues, invitees, students, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for nice introduction of my candidature of my profile of my 32 years of long journey. My dear students, science is the one is giving something to the society and gaining something from this. When we have started science was intent, there is something in science. Scientific temperament was started long back. Last 2 or 3 decades, what the science has achieved so far. What is the contribution of Nobel laureates for the science today? Who are the Nobel laureates? 10, 11 Nobel laureates are contributed to science. And you should know what is their contribution. Today's student generation, I think you are very proud of and fond of other players and cinema actors, but you are not aware of the Nobel laureates contribution. If I ask any one student, if you tell me 1 or 2 Nobel laureate contribution to the science, you are not. Raise your hand now. Tell me, anyone you are knowing that a scientific contribution of a Nobel laureate of this globe? Can you name 2, 3 scientists of Nobel laureates? No. If I ask a cricket player, if I ask a film actress, definitely you will raise your hand. But that is the fate of the science. Whether it is in agriculture or you take in biotechnology, diversified subjects are very high in number today. If we go back to our period of 30 years back, there was only 2 subjects in the science, there is one 48 work. There is no other subject. There is no other subjects on that day. Today, what is the number of diversified subjects in science, especially in life science? Today, we are talking on only life science. This is life science, research, trends and research development. We are diversified. We are diversified from the botany and zoology. Number of subjects. Take your microbiology, biochemistry, applied science, life science. Many subjects are diversified from the life science. What part? Today we are starting the school of genetic engineering. What we have achieved is last 20 years. We have seen that a diversification of botany to biotechnology. In biotechnology, genetic engineering, molecular biology, chemical biology, drug chemistry, synthetic biology. One should understand that why is diversification has took place. What kind of science we have done and what we need, whether it is in agriculture, horticulture, pharmaceutical, or drug industry. What is happening today in life science? Totally we call it as life science. Today, life science, especially biology, there is no biology without chemistry. If you are not understanding chemistry, you cannot understand the advancement in life science. That is the chemical biology. You are all going ahead now. I think all of that what I am asking principal. I have started a master course. In infrastructure. We need laboratory. We need expertise to start something. Why we are not starting a MSc program in SDM college? We need some kind of infrastructure where we can expose you. You are going ahead now, you are supposed you are final year BSc, you are studying or we should see whatever may be the combination, and you are going to diversify for a specific subject in master degree, you are going to prepare. Whether you are getting seat or not, I don't know. If you are liking to read a botany, you won't get a seat. If you want to read a biotechnology, you won't get a seat. Wherever you are getting a seat, that science you are studying. That is the situation today. You will not get your chance. You cannot choose your area of education. Education becomes like that only. Wherever you go, you can achieve something because there is a lot of interdisciplinary science is there. That interdisciplinary science will help in all kinds of subjects, either in botany, or zoology, or microbiology, or biochemistry, or chemistry. Chemistry, they are taking today plants as a research material. Chemistry, they are taking plants as a research material. Pharmaceuticals, what they are doing? They are taking all our fruit and vegetables as a scientific material. That achievement has been done in science. So this science diversification, it depends on what kind of successful stories we are achieving so far. So we are today where we are now. What kind of science has helped in this society, especially for your life. Life science will help your lifestyle, help your life, a setup, and your healthy life. How it helps. That's what I am insisting all guys to read the biology. Biology doesn't mean that everybody wanted to electronics and engineering professional, you go to computer science, whatever you do. But for life, you need a life science and biology. What I am eating today, what I am consuming today, what kind of food I have to eat, I should know. Nobody will teach you what to eat, what not to eat. That is the pharmacy. Today, because of number of months, I will speak on 20 minutes for today's the pharmaceutical industry, what they are looking for, how this a food or vegetables are your the choose of food how you like. So that is a find of a biomolecule what you are going to find in a particular food or vegetable. That you should know. Otherwise, how can you set up your lifestyle? Now, if you are healthy, then we can do something. If I am not healthy, then what science you are going to do? For that you need consumption of food. What kind of food I have to consume? Science depends. In one family, one must be a life science scientist or one must be a life science education. Otherwise, it is difficult for your life stay. Today is because of the chronic diseases is making you to suffer like anything. Every alternative man is having a chronic disease today, like your diabetes, like your blood pressure, like your hypertension or arthritis. What? Why lifespan is reduced? Anybody has thought on that one? 50 years back, our forefathers, our parents, or our grandfathers were lived for 100 years. What is the adulteration is took place in the food? How these chemicals are entered to your food chain? Whether this a food chain is disturbing your life activities? So that's what the importance of life science is very important today to know that. I'm not dragging you to life science, like creating an awareness among yourself in your mind. Life science is so important for your lifestyle, not for anything. I know something. And ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ನಾನು ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನಾನು ಏನೋ ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ ನಾನು ಟೊಮೊಟೊ ತಿನ್ಬೇಕು ಇಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಜಿಂಜರ್ ತಿನ್ಬೇಕು ಇಲ್ಲ ಗಾರ್ಲಿಕ್ ತಿನ್ಬೇಕು ಯಾಕೆ ತಿನ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರ್ಬೇಕು. We should know what is the biomolecule present in which body. That is kind of a scientific gathering and deliberations are very important to create awareness. And this is the right age to address the science for the generation like you who are sitting here. When a student comes for the master program or a PhD program, I cannot take him back. He's already achieved something and he's entered to PhD program. I cannot teach to a PhD student what to read and what not to read. And what is important, what is not important. Where to go, where not to go. So this digestion, the subject itself, by reading and by understanding and digesting. I know that the tendency of a reading, writing habit has gone in the students. Nobody is writing. I don't think nobody is taking a class mode in this. It will be there. Otherwise, they will take notes. They will take notes. Fine. If you are taking something what the teacher is teaching for 1 hour, or you understood something what the teacher is telling, go back and sit alone and see that how much you understood the out of 1 hour teaching by a teacher. That is the important learning process. That's very important. So I will take the lecture. What is the importance today? But my dear friend, science is an opening door for you. Science will open the door for you. Like you are very lucky. Your learning skills are sky is the limit for you. Not like as what we have struggled for 30 years. Our typing machine was a manual typewriting. We don't have a computer by that time. We don't have a mobile by that time. Today, gadgets is the limits for your computer and the information. And depth of information is you can track like learning is sky. What is important? I will take 1 minute of your time, my dear students. Today, why the importance has gained by the Oxford and Cambridge and Stanford universities in the world? Have you heard these universities named? Oxford, Cambridge, Stanford universities. If you have heard why the Indian students are not getting the seat in Oxford and Stanford and Cambridge, why you are not getting seat in Cambridge? You know, almost the 5% of this country because of lack of infrastructure, because lack of job, and because lack of the unemployment, they have left this country. Best students, they have joined the other universities in the abroad and they are working for their universities. Nobody is stopping you. Why our students are not getting? 100-year-old, even we are not able to identify our Indian universities in first 200 universities in the world. What is the problem with that? Why? Why we are not able to do that? Why still we are not bagging Nobel Prize so far? So you should know that what kind of science is going in this country. What is the required science we have to do? Science cannot be managed. If anybody is trying to manage the science, that science is going to be wrong. Science cannot be managed. And don't try to manage the science. Science is a very practical oriented things which you have to do the cut-edge science. That cut-edge science will help for you in future for this country. And keep this. See, we cannot say that any university you take in this country. First you take Mysore University or Banaras University. Which are the universities are completed 100 years. According to both amazing water research, one thing I wanted to do. University Grant Commission has categorized the 3 categories. Category 1, Category 2, Category 3. Category 1 is the 10 universities they are recognized above 3.5. Between 3 to 3.5 is the Category 2 universities. And below 3 is the Category 3 universities. Out of 950 universities, 850 universities are coming into the Category 3. This is the tendency. And the year afterwards, they are going to concentrate only grade 1 and grade 2 universities. 25 universities they have taken into consideration, and 10 universities they have taken into first grade universities. Year afterwards, the funding is also going to be funded by only those universities. Nobody is thinking that other 850 universities, what is the fate of 850 universities? Only because you are in the third grade. So this kind of things are taking place in this country. So science and the documentation is very important to make it. And you have a very good challenging part for you to become a generation. Science as a challenge. What we need, what we have to do, that you have to keep it in your mind and work. Don't read only for the education. Don't read only for the job. Don't do the science only for your purpose. Don't do the science for your own publication. Don't do science for your PhD. Forget all these things. You see that what is the requirement of this country to take this country to the higher altitude like a Stanford, Oxford, and the Cambridge University. What they are doing. Now you can see everything is open. If you want to see have a computer and if you have internet, open the Cambridge University. What is the status of Cambridge University? How they are? What kind of education they are giving? What kind of the students are admitting? What is their area of research? It is first in the 100 universities. You take in this country as an influence of science. What kind of things are doing? You expose yourself. Don't stick on to your classroom teaching. Don't stick on to your textbook. Don't stick on to your only notes what you are taking in the class and expose yourself for the other things, what is going in the world. Then only we can understand the status of the science. That needs, that's very important, my dear students, to do something and take some challenge part and work for the nation and see that it has to take further to challenge with the global problems what we have to address. India should be one of the country to take the challenges. What is the problems we are facing in the globe? And India should take the part in that one. Then only we are going to achieve something in this. That will keep it in your mind. All the best. And this conference, I wish all the success for today's. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Niranjana sir, for your presence and wise words. Your words help magnify our cause in the best possible way. Now I request Dr. Kavita Arma, Assistant of Technology, to introduce our guest of honor, Dr. Hanumanta Joshi.
It's my privilege to introduce today's guest of honor, Dr. Hanumanta Joshi, Professor and Principal Shargavilla. He completed his doctorate from Division of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Guru Jambaveshwar University, Psychopharmacology from Hisar, Haryana. His research interests are neuroscience, behavioral science, and he has also worked on Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease. And he has more than 20 years of experience in teaching and research. He has published 290 research review papers in scientific journals and presented papers at various national and international conferences. He has filed 5 international patents from Australian patents and 2 Indian patents. He is the editorial board member of 11 international and national journals. His research work in more than 1,642 researchers working in neuroscience across the world. And he has also got many awards, so I'd like to mention a few here. He has received Samshodhana Dikshit Award, Young Scientist Award, Young Investigator Scholarship Award, and award from National Institute of Aging, Alzheimer's Association USA, Alzheimer's Drug Discovery Foundation UK, International Brain Research Organization Geneva. His biography is published in Marquis, Eminent Scientist of the World in 2014 and 2016. Biographical Center Cambridge in 2010. Recently, Adarsha Seva Sangha, Mysore has awarded him with prestigious Adarsha Pratibha Ratna Award. Also awarded with Mother Teresa Award and Best Principal Award in 2020 from Indian Institute of Science. There's still a lot to talk about it, but so with this brief introduction, now I would like to call upon Dr. Hanumanta Joshi to address the gathering.
Very good morning to everyone. First of all, well-known and versatile scientist of the country. And a person to be guide and a wonderful and nice woman way. So you are already aware that there are already, behind schedule. That's supposed to start 10:30. When it happens, we are in the Indian system. It always happens. But it's a really good opportunity to associate with one of the most eminent institutions in the state, because it's not the first time I'm coming here. It's always better to be here. It's of London. Two words about ABSC. There are so many organizations in the country as far as pharmacy is concerned. And one different organization is ABSC, that is Association of Pharmaceutical Science Educators. And why it is different, one minute I'll tell you this point now. Because whenever people talk about research, and people always find a place only in the publication. What is happening from longer time, very long time, as right suggested by Niranjan. Why we are not able to watch it because of the approach what we have. So the ABS has a different method. Our fundamental thing is only research, nothing else. That is the point here. And the members of this organization are motivated. It is not like other associations that you can pay some money and you can just become members. No. This is an organization. And we have friends from almost 18 countries in the world. And many eminent scientists. And we have now with us Deputy Director of ICFR. Vallabhai is also has joined. And we also have many from Indonesia. And we also have Uttarakhand waiting to stay from Malaysia. What we do is we collect, when we invite a person, we go to the credentials of the person. What is his, contribution to research? What is their citation? Impact measures. And I know that's one information about ABS. And it was really a pleasure when the Ayurveda approached us to have a conference on research. And especially the main thing is healthy aging. And what is healthy aging must know very well. I just put a context so that we are studying our conference in 2 minutes. The healthy aging is nothing but a person should be aged in the very age slowly. Because body gets aged. Depend on complications like metabolic disorders, mental disorders. The person has to be free from them. If not entirely, but the person should be able to manage themselves. So this is the context behind the conference. And we have a good spectrum of speakers. Identified both the SDM and as well as ABSC. And we are not bringing very eminent speakers here, but because of some issues, COVID and all, we could not bring people. So it is a little hybrid conference. And in future, we can have a much more meaningful conference also. And I wish the conference a very good success. And in future also we can do a very meaningful conference. Maybe a physical one rather than the online something like that. And I can see many of my students delegates over here. Kindly listen to the speakers very carefully. And please don't think it's a general lecture in the class. Because the people who have identified, for example, Leni Designing from Indonesia, she has doing some extensive research in Japan, right? It's a fruit which is used in many many markets, very serious. Kindly listen to them. And we have one more speaker now. We are speaking, his name is Uttarakhand. He'll also be speaking about a very wonderful topic. Kindly listen to that. And I am very sure we can thank the organizers. And all my friends here. I need not mention the name of the director of ABSC, and all the friends who have joined both online and offline. I wish the celebrations success. And apologies for the small delay. My friends waiting in the thanks so much.
Thank you for an enlightening approach towards the gathering, sir. Now, I welcome our college principal, Professor Saina Maligimanu, for the presidential address.
Home State Portfolio, Home State rendering my respect to the lotus feet of Puja Deji. Good morning, all of you. Respected inaugurator of the International E-Conference, Professor Dr. S.R. Niranjan sir. former Vice Chancellor of Ayurveda University, guest of honor, Dr. Neuronal Aging, Principal and Secretary of APSC, Srimati Suprata, Srimati Adya, Sri Kiran, Secretary of APSC, Treasurer of APSC, and my dear students. This particular international conference, I think need to be very happy because today we have invited and kindly agreed by a great personality to inaugurate this particular program, Dr. Professor S.R. Niranjan. And he was very much talking about the science, and in which I am here very much privileged and happy to inform Sir and even others. Our life science department in this institution doing extraordinarily a tremendous work. And I have to bring some of the achievements of the department here. As Sir was talking about Stanford University, last year, passed out student, Ms. Sreshta J. She was part of Stanford University one project, and she has presented many her works and other things, and she was being acclaimed, and she has got selected by the Manipal Institute of Integrated Studies by passing JAM. The two students of ours have been completed JAM and diversification in science has taken place. Now it is not necessary to study MSc in biotechnology, MSc in microbiology. You can take diversification to any level. So I was making mention about. If you make a medical or pharmaceutical or whatever it may be. In that regard, our students have achieved such types of tremendous success. And many of my students are doing extraordinarily good. One student has joined Australian University and doing computational biology in Australian University. See, these types of things being taken. But present students, if they are taking it very seriously about studies and they are going forward, even now also, my students of the final year students, they were into in-house projects, making various types of research analysis about hibiscus or mango leaves or even many other life science activities. So this is how they are doing extraordinarily well. But only thing is, you have to make your mind to continue your studies in that regard. It is not the things which is being suggested or taken by your own family members or your parents or even others. You have to take up your things to higher possible expansion and go forward. This is the third of such types of things which we are doing. Recent research and innovations in life science. 1920 we have did, 2021 we have did, and now we are doing it in 2022 also. But this year we have taken a specialization on the theme, and we have made it Nutraceuticals in healthy aging. So Pharmaceutical Association has joined with us to have this particular program in a grand successful manner. So make use of this particular opportunities given to all of you in the life science field, my dear students, and make your future a very, very bright one. And go to the higher level of understanding and higher level of diversification, higher level of specialization, and contribute. First of all, you contribute for your own development. Later, of course, that will be taken by the science of the country as well. So I wish all of you the very best, and I take this opportunity to congratulate my dear colleagues, Srimati Adya and Rajarajeshwari of the microbiology department, And even other departments of life science also contributing their own level best to the things to give our students the best of the best things. So make use of the best things in a very best manner and go to the high and higher color of your future life. Thank you for your.
Thank you for your enriching presentation. I invite Mrs. Rajarajeshwari R, Assistant Professor, Department of Microbiology, to render the oath of thanks.
Om Shri Namaha. Gratitude is not in words, but in the heart which expresses. I deem to the honor and privilege to present oath of thanks on this occasion. First and foremost, I thank innovator and keynote speaker, Dr. Niranjana Sir, former VC, Gulbarga University and Karnataka District, who, in spite of his busy schedule, has accepted our invitation and graced this occasion. Thank you, sir. I thank today's President, Professor Sainath Malige, for his stewardship, support, commitment, vision, and backbone for all of us, and encouraging for all the research activities for staff as well as for the students. Thank you, sir. I extend my grateful thanks to Dr. Namrata Joshi, Principal, Shagavela's College of Pharmacy, Secretary, APSC, for his guidance and also to associate with us for this conference and organizing this conference with us and showing continued interest and support to organizing this. Thank you, sir. Accuracy Coordinator, Dr. Srimati Subrata, HOD, Computer Science, and Srimati Atya Sami, HOD, Organizing Secretary of this conference. Last but not least, I thank all my teaching, non-teaching, technical support, Mr. Narendra, Mr. Siddharth, Mr. Akshay, and student volunteers, dear participants, delegates, offline and online. I thank one and all. And I wish you success. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, ma'am, for the oath of thanks. Now I invite Professor S.R. Niranjana, former Vice Chancellor, Gulbarga University, to deliver an effective keynote speech.
up, was asked to speak on the dais. Then I said, no, I will do something which is upcoming science today. I like very much of this title, what the college has. You have done a lot of science in agriculture, horticulture, and horticulture industry, agriculture industry. It's a pharmacy of the nutraceuticals of the today upcoming science. That's what I have got. There is more time to discuss with them on the job. This science is really helping for the society and also the life of the people. So I like to take this note for 10 to 15 minutes out of this important. Just I'm gone through the last few 3 to 3 days to take it to communicate to the students a generation of our young and budding science, and we are looking for your interest in science. Pharmacy is taking a minute. So these current prospects of nutraceuticals. What is the current prospects of next life? It is very particular. What is the role of science in modern life? What is the role of science? The vital role of science in modern life is not overstated in your today's word. Science and the technology have profoundly influenced the course of human civilization. Human civilization came from the modern science. You are all technologies. Take your life starting from your television, starting from your vehicle, starting from your hygienic food, and you are all KFC and your pizza, burger. This technology has developed in modern life. Civilization came from that. The science has provided us remarkable insights into the world. We live. The scientific of the 20th century have led to many technologies. It promised us the herald only new areas in many fields. This technology has given a lot of input to the modern life. As we stand today, the beginning of the new century, we have to ensure the fullest use of this development for the well-being of our people. This is the modern life today, scientific life. India has the science and technology from elsewhere, the open-mindedness and the national attitude, a characteristic of scientific ethos. India's tradition have been founded on the principles of universal harmony, respect of creation in an integrated, holistic approach. This background is likely to provide the valuable insights for future scientific advances. During a century prior to independence, there was an awakening of modern science in India to the efforts of number of outstanding scientists. That's what I told. What is the contribution of this Nobel laureate science they are contributed to this country? What is the outstanding science as given? And this, they were responsible for great scientific advance of highest international caliber. Those science has given the highest international caliber of the Nobel laureate contribution. See, it is in nutraceuticals. I came to the topic straight away now. What is the nutraceuticals? Nutraceuticals, the term nutraceutical was coined by the nutrition and pharmacy by Stephen Douglas, MD, founder and chairman of the Foundation for Innovation in Medicine. A Cranford, New Jersey in 1988. According to AAAC, nutraceuticals are food for part of food that provides medical or health benefits, including the prevention and the treatment of a disease. That's what I like the science today. Our agriculture science is helping to get the high-yielding varieties and a good number of varieties in the vegetables markets. You see today, you go to market and see number of vegetables and number of the fruits. What we are not getting today, we are all including dry fruits, we are getting in the market. And his definition is telling that nutraceuticals are a part of food that would provide a medical health benefits. What kind of food is having a medical benefit? Medical health benefits. That depends on these benefits, including the prevention and treatment of a disease. Everybody will not run to the chemical drug to cure your disease. There is in the food, your everyday food is having a medicine. That medicinal value you must understand what kind of what kind of medicine. So this is the definition as given by Stephen long back on nutrition reform. Next slide. So this a nutraceutical is normal nutritional value provides health benefits including prevention. Definition. What are definitions for nutraceuticals? Nutraceutical definition is a part which is normal nutritional value provides a health benefit including the prevention of disease or promotion of the health. How it promotes the health, how it controls the diseases. So another definition is any non-toxic food component that has scientifically proven health benefits, including the disease treatment or prevention. That is only the concept of whole pharmacology. You are finding a food, a nutritional food and the medicine. Another definition is the functional component of the food must be standardized in the nutraceutical product and produced under good manufacturing practices. Next slide. What are the benefits then? It increases the health value of our diet. ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಡಯಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಎಲ್ಲ ತಿನ್ನೋದು ಮಲ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡೋದಲ್ಲ. What really we need, what really mean you diet? Diet means what? Consuming a food which is having a medicinal value, not sleeping without food night. So that will increase the health value of our diet. Like it helps us live longer. We have to go for longer life. People are living for 100 years, and we are seriously thinking that. And we are very enthusiastic to know that how these people are living 100 years. What is the secret of life? What is the secrecy in their life? It helps us to avoid particular medicinal conditions. It has a physiological benefit from doing something for oneself. It is perceived to be more natural than traditional medicine and less likely to produce unpleasant side effects when present food or operations special needs, that is nutrient dense food for the elderly. How the life is going wrong with the food. That's what I'm telling the food life. The food style is important for human being. It's just in Budala. Really what we need, a small quantity of food with medicinal value. Small quantity of food with medicinal value. So no medicinal value, we are consuming a 2 kg of rice per day, only the carbohydrate, definitely you will get something with your hypertension or with your diet. So next one. Nutritional therapy. This therapy is based on some kind of therapy you are giving to the nutrition. According to nutritional and nutritional therapy, it achieves this goal by using the efficacy of nutraceutical in detoxifying the body. You tablets ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ detoxify ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Alva, essential tablets are there to detoxify. You go for massage. A massage after massage, they will give the 2 tablets for to detoxify. There is no need. If nutraceuticals you are consuming with the medicinal value, there is no need to go for detoxifying. Avoiding vitamin and mineral deficiencies and restoring healthy digestion and dietary habits. Next slide. This phytochemical aspects especially. You are studying your life science, all your life science students. You should know what is the phytochemistry of what is the phytochemistry of what you are consuming, what phytochemicals are there. These phytochemical aspects are the phytonutrients. It substrates the biochemical reaction and go back to for enzymatic reaction and inhibitors of enzymatic reaction, absorbers that bind and eliminate the undesirable constituent in the intestine, enhance the absorption or stability of essential nutrients. So this is the overall concept of your pharmacy industry of the food nutrients and nutraceuticals. Nutraceuticals is one of the upcoming science today. Recently, the Indian governments are supported with the foreign collaboration. Many programs are sponsored internationally on nutraceuticals. Nutraceuticals is a very important area when compared to other areas because you are going for a food with the medicinal value and benefits. That's very important today. Human is looking for what kind of food I have to consume. That is the way pharmacy and the nutraceuticals are very important. And that's what I'm very happy of this title, what they are giving the aging of this nutraceuticals, how it will help in your life span. Selective growth factor of beneficial benefits, fermentation substrate of beneficial bacteria, selective inhibitors of deleterious intestinal bacteria, and this will give the results that agonize or antagonize the cell surface of intracellular receptors. So this is the market in the different countries. You see the Europe is 33%, and United States is 37%, Japan is 18%, and the rest of the world is 12%. The nutraceuticals are using. Europeans, they know that what they are eating every day. Americans, they know that what they are eating every day, what kind of food. And this nutraceutical market, rest of the all the other countries are using 12%. We are not aware of the importance of food. That's why we are coming under the rest of world growth. But what are such kind of food? Established nutraceuticals. ಯಾಕೆ ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಾಸ್ಯೂಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕ್ಲಿನಿಕಲ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ದಿನ ನೀವು ಪಾರ್ಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಪಾರ್ಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ನು ಏನೋ ಜ್ಯೂಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಅದು ಏನ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಎಂತದಿಲ್ಲ, ಕ್ಲಿನಿಕಲ್ ಡೇಟಾ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ ಎದ್ದು ಡಯಾಬಿಟಿಸ್ ಅಂತಾನೆ, ಇದು ಶುಗರ್ಗೆ ಅಂತಾನೆ, ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಬಿಪಿಗೆ ಅಂತಾನೆ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಅದು ಕುಡಿಯುದು. ವಿ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಲಿ ದಿ nutraceuticals. And one is potential nutraceuticals, one which has promising approach. We know that suppose if you take a curcumin or a lemon or a citrus or kind of classifications that will be done for the nutraceutical. So these are all the classifications based on a different nutraceutical. Allergy, arthritis, cancer, cholesterol, that is to support diabetes, and these the nutraceuticals are used so far is recorded from the plant sources. Ginkgo biloba, I have heard the ginkgo biloba, maybe you have heard. Ginkgo biloba is the seaweed. They are taking some to relieve the allergy. Glucosamine, black seeds, green tea. We have to make an habit such that people are started drinking green tea. Why? So they are going to control the arthritis. This is cancer prevention. And garlic, cholesterol lowering. Garlic is, people are consuming garlic as such in the morning itself. So now I just to reduce the cholesterol. We know that. Again, digestive support, digestive enzymes, diabetic support, garlic, and ginseng, and tomato lycopene. Many things are there. Just I'm giving a small list of the nutraceuticals, but we have many. Next slide. So these are the classification. The natural sources, how you are going to get the natural sources, hormonal conditions, what is there in pharmacology, and what is the kind of the ingredient or the biomolecule or compound is present there as a medicinal value. And the second is the chemical constituents, what I told that what is the chemical, the biological chemicals, not just the synthetic chemical. You should try to categorize what are the biochemical chemicals and synthetic chemicals and the biomolecule chemicals. Next slide. So persons consuming generous amount of dietary fiber compared to those who have minimal fiber intake are having low risk of CHR, stroke, hypertension, diabetes, obesity, and certain gastrointestinal disorders. All these things. Vella you control ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕಲ್ಲ, ಇವನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಾವು we have to see that what is the food we can consume. Not by taking obesity content ನಾವು food ಬಿಟ್ಟು obesity medicine for. Are you going to put a chemical for no reason in the body? And that is not a correct to lower this all these risks. And increase in the intake of high fiber food improves the serum lipoprotein values, lowers the blood pressure level, improves the blood glucose, control for diabetes, aids weight loss, and promotes regularity. Next slide. So nutraceutical, I think about nutraceutical is cancer treatment. Nutraceuticals, cancer means people are now scared. And when you are diagnosing a cancer, today we are facing a difficulty even in diagnosing. I heard that many patients are hiding in the door of hospital. People are not able to diagnose the cancer. But your lifespan, your food style will definitely help. See, this leading cause of death of adult with a cancer treatment of the cancer involves expensive and traumatic use of drugs, surgery, and irradiation. Nutraceuticals have the ability to control and regulate the DNA damaging factors. These nutraceuticals are controlling to regulate the DNA damaging factor in cancer cells and DNA transcription in tumors. Then they possess numerous therapeutic benefits like anti-obesity, immunity, enhancement, and natural antioxidant, cardiovascular, anti-diabetic, and anti-inflammatory. These herbal-based dietary supplements are known to antagonize the therapy. The research says that the phytochemical are proven to be potential to interfere even with the late stage of cancer and altering the metastatic spread of cancer. So that we can use this nutraceuticals against cancer. Next slide. Go to next slide. This promising nutraceutical in cancer research is pleiotropic activity, classical signaling pathways that generate properties of the AKT, etc., sensitize tumor cells to a chemo or radiotherapy, generally well tolerated, and variant structure usable to design the novel synthetic unlock or improving the efficacy. Sometimes metabolize the effectively high sensitivity cancer difficult to achieve, and insufficient preclinical data to advance combinational multi-agent therapy in clinical setting and lower planning of neurovascularity as they are not patented. So these are all some challenges are there in cancer management, but you can use nutraceuticals in cancer treatment. Nutraceuticals in antioxidants, you know that antioxidants are substances that act and free radicals or their actions. We need the free radicals. How this it has been proven that higher intake of compounds with antioxidant can reduce various immune fatalities. So those some components that possess antioxidant activities are onion, correlate, turmeric, and basic acid. Onion is very important to consume. What is the compound is there in onion? Correlate, turmeric, because antioxidants or nutraceuticals play a major role in a neurodegenerative disease like a Parkinson's disease and all these. These are the major diseases what we are facing. All these things, instead of going for English medicine, why don't you go for nutraceuticals to control this Parkinson's? Next, you see this it possesses major component that possess the antioxidant activities of flavonoid polyphenols. That is the green tea and apple. Consume one apple per day. You know that you can keep away the doctor. One apple. That is the flavonoids and green tea. You drink green tea, don't worry. You take it. Instead of drinking cold water, you drink hot water, you put one glass with you and add the green tea and consume it. Green tea will help. Non-flavonoid polyphenols, turmeric and grapes. And then phenolic acids and phenolic terpenes is the rosemary. And organ sulfur compounds are broccoli and garlic, etc. That by directly scavenging free radicals or increasing the endogenous cellular antioxidant defense of that, they act as a ROS and RNS. It also prevents the formation of oxidized LDL. Next. So these are all the important ingredients. What you see that you see the carrots, garlic, doctor ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ತಿನ್ನಿ ಅಂತ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಆಗುದಿಲ್ಲ. ನಮ್ಗೆ ಇವು ಸಿಕ್ಕುದಿಲ್ಲ. See this, you should know what food is having what kind of food. Carrot, what is the beta carrot? Garlic, lemon, tomato, and walnuts, black bread, broccoli, apple, and turmeric, onion, green tea, peppers. These are all the antioxidants. Why don't you use everyday availabilities in our house, but you don't put it? Turmeric, mother ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಹಾಲಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಅರಿಶಿನ ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ಕುಡಿ ಅಂತ ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಆಗುದು ಅದು ಕೆಮ್ಮು ಬಂದಾಗಲೇ ಕುಡಿಬೇಕು ಮತ್ತೆ naturally nobody wants to take. These are all the antioxidant compounds. Still we have a lot of things. Tomato, what not tomato? That's a like of it. Peppers, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಕಾಕಿ ಯಾರು ತಿಂತಾರೆ? These are all my food is around 80-100 rupees of the bell pepper. So then you can go for onion, then turmeric. These are all the antioxidants. Next. So this is for anti-aging. Nutraceuticals as anti-aging. In current scenario, there are increased cases of age-related degenerative disease that people are they're keener to shift towards a better quality life. That's the combination of a cosmetics and food supplements is a new approach to provide a skincare treatment. Skincare treatment, you have antioxidants and the nutraceuticals. It was assumed that Denham Harman in 1950 that aging is a consequence of excessive production of free radicals. This results to cause a damage to human body and even oxidative damage to DNA. So these nutraceuticals used as anti-aging as similar as antioxidants, the production of reactive species of organisms. Right and selection of nutrients plays a vital role in the treatment of various diseases which can be achieved by the proper diet. So this anti-aging proper diet is B12, iron, etc. Many food sources includes egg yolk, green leaf vegetables, beans, nuts. Yolk timber, carrot, white tin. Yolk into white tin. So they are telling that you have to use the egg yolk. So these are all the drugs are available for the anti-aging drugs are available in the market today as you proceed. And this product is for anti-obesity. Obesity is a common chronic disease and major underlying reason of metabolic syndrome, which arises when there is an imbalance between energy intake and energy expenditure. Some components widely used as nutraceutical in obesity are the calcium, water gourd, black gram, and green tea. They secrete the leptin and other cytokines like IL-1 and IL-6 that are critically involved in obesity and chronic inflammation. They also help in reducing LDL and total cholesterol. Some act as limiting overall food daily intake, and nutraceuticals have ability to affect weight loss. Weight loss can be done through nutraceuticals. You can use this calcium, water gourd, black gram, green gram, every day. Every day you have to see that what kind of food you have to consume with nutraceuticals. So these are all the food you see. There are two ways. If you want to go this way, you go for obesity. Nobody will take this route. If you go this route, and you will get the nutraceuticals. If you go this junk food, like your all French fries, pizza, burger, and your obesity will come. So choice is yours. You can go this way or this way. So some anti-diabetic drugs are there. Diabetes, you know that it is a metabolic syndrome. The persons are suffers from high blood pressure. It is caused due to the lack of insulin production. Now the body cells do not respond properly to insulin or growth. Some nutraceuticals you treat and prevent diabetes or mimicry, green tea, etc. It also improves antioxidant vitamins like vitamin C and E and minerals like magnesium and protein. It generally act by affecting insulin sensitivity and also prevent insulin resistance. Some act by increasing hepatic glucose concentration and decreasing the concentration of a glycogen phosphorylases and glycogen. Next. So these are all some drugs are available in the market as an anti-diabetic. But this is not like in homeopathy. It's not like in Ayurvedic. I think professor is sitting in the pharmacology here. He has to tell how fast this is going to act, like your chemical drug. Whether the synthetic chemical drugs are acting fast against diabetes or nutraceutical drugs are acting fast. But any drug other than the chemical ingredient, it will take time to make the modality in the body. Once it sets, so that these drugs are available in the market as a diabetic drug, which is glucose. Next. So this is the cardiovascular disease. I don't want to tell how this cardiovascular will come. Cardiovascular is a heart disease, like heart attack, high blood pressure, and this will prevent the majority of these cardiovascular diseases are preventable and controllable. It was reported that low intake of fruits and vegetables is associated with high mortality of cardiovascular. ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತದ ಹಾರ್ಟ್ ಅಟ್ಯಾಕ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ ವೆಜಿಟೇಬಲ್ಸ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ತಿನ್ನಲ್ಲ, ಯಾವ ಫ್ರೂಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ತಿನ್ನಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಕಾರ್ಡಿಯೋವ್ಯಾಸ್ಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. So it high risk associated with the high mortality, which are a low intake of fruits and vegetables, any green vegetables, any fruits. Next slide. So this is all the polyphenols present in the grapes. See this nutraceuticals in the form of antioxidant, dietary fibers,
Omega-3, polyunsaturated fatty acid, vitamins, and minerals are recommended together with the physical exercise for prevention and treatment of cardiovascular disease. 20 minutes and consuming all these kind of vitamins and other things, fatty acids, vitamins, and minerals, and you will prevent cardiovascular. The polyphenols present in grapes, you can consume grape, reducing arterial diseases, and flavonoids are widely distributed in onion and endures, crucifers, vegetables, black grape, red wine, grapefruits, apple, cherries, and berries. You find out this kind of food in the market. One cherry thin put one strawberry thin put these foods are regularly you have to consume to prevent the cardiovascular problem. Heart attack will come for people, even if the people are consuming. But regular consumption, regular monitoring your body, how it works. So cardiovascular heart attack, stroke, all of a sudden he is sweating and he is falling down. But we don't know. But these kind of anti-accidents or the nutraceuticals are preventing the chances of cardiovascular. Heart attack, strokes can be controlled. And flavonoids are brands available as the flavors, play a major role in during the cardiovascular. Next. So Parkinson's disease is a brain disorder that results from nerve damage in certain regions of the brain. It's a very devastating disease. So for that also, this where they will to determine the effect of nerve and its power as an anti-accident. The drug is available for Parkinson also. It's a just nutritional supplement has shown some promising results in preliminary studies. It is important to remember that there is not sufficient scientific data is recommended for the Parkinson disease. At present, no clinical data is available to recommend it. Next. And this is done. You know that arthritis, osteoarthritis, osteoarthritis and the debilitating joint disorders. You know that today all our grandmothers, fathers, even today the young generation also getting arthritis. So arthritis is common for everybody. But that will cause this direct discomfort from osteoarthritis and other joint disorders may reduce physical activity in individuals' expenditure, resulting in energy imbalance and weight gain. Weight especially weight increased weight can exacerbate existing problems through additional stress on joints, and glucosamine and the chondroitin sulfate are widely used to eliminate symptoms of arthritis. These nutraceuticals have both nutrient and pharmacological properties and seem to regulate gene expression, thus providing a possible explanation for the anti-inflammatory activities or arthritis. So these are all that arthritis nutraceuticals are available. You see this a green tea one and this pomegranate, ginger, and vacuum. These things are there for the arthritis also. From the beginning itself, we make an habit of consuming this kind of nutraceuticals. Now itself, you eat something, you eat some more ginger, drink the more garlic, and more vacuum, and more pomegranate juice every day. Morning pomegranate, it will keep for long the mortality. Next. So, what is the conclusion? Let me conclude. This diabetes, arthritis, or some number of chronic diseases can be cured by the nutraceuticals. Only that you have to find that a food form which is having the medicinal value. That medicinal value, that is the importance of it. How it is going to aging. The title is telling that nutraceuticals for aging. You want to live for 100 years, then you want to go for some kind of nutraceutical. That's what this upcoming sunset will help. Nutraceuticals have been emerged as an alternative to modern medicine and have proven health benefits. Most dietary supplements are derived from plants and some from animals. Even animals also, especially you take the protozoans. Protozoans are having some very important antioxidants, very important nutrients. Not only in plants, you get in animals also. For example, fish you take. Doctors are telling you consume a fish. So fish is giving a different kind of nutraceuticals there.
Nutraceuticals has disease prevention capability with ingredients, that is the best benefit. They are widely accepted by all age groups due to their higher quality, purity, safety, and efficacy, promoting health and help improve diseases. It means for all age groups, not only for aged people, not only for aged people. For all age groups, you can nutraceuticals are very important. The latest trend is moved towards nutragenomics, and nutraceuticals has led to a new era of medicine and health. So this the latest trend is moved towards the nutragenomics and nutraceuticals has led to new era of medicine and health. It is very important today that nutraceuticals are taking the aging view. So nutraceuticals, year afterwards, it should become the major science or health is concerned. And your safe life, especially safe life, is important. It's gone. Mentally has gone. Mentally has gone because I have a chronic disease that you have to maintain. Some people are going for insulin. You cannot see them every day. They have to take insulin morning and evening. Fluctuation of the insulin and food variation. Lot of problems will start. That's what this aging life with the pharmaceuticals or this nutraceutical definitely will help with the your aging life. Right? So these are all the important today. The market is available and life is with us now in our hand. What to consume, what not to consume. What is important to consume, what is not important to consume. And selective life is very important. For that, you need the life science background to go and to lead the life. That is right. Thank you very much for giving me an opportunity. Pharmacology and importance in a chronic diseases. Just I prepared 10-15 minutes as a keynote, and it's very important. This science is very important science in our life, and everybody has to go for this nutraceuticals or pharmacology in future to keep our life comfortable. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Niranjana sir. Your words on international confidence and significance of science and nutraceuticals in modern life. Now, the technical session begins, and I hand over to Gitanjali ST to carry out the conference. Thank you.
Hello, am I audible? Hello, am I audible? Glorious known to everyone. Don't downgrade your dream just to fit your reality. Upgrade your conviction to match your destiny. I, Gitanjali ST from final year BSc, BMBT, feel honored to host technical session 1 of 2 days International Key Conference on Recent Research and Innovation in Life Science 2022 under the theme Nutraceuticals in Healthy Aging. Now it's time to know about our first resource person, Dr. Sukesh MK. I invite Kirti AP from final year BSc BMBT to introduce our resource person.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Kirti AP, of third BSc BMBT. Hi, it gives a immense pleasure to introduce and welcome our today's resource person, Dr. Sukesh MK. Sir is having 26 years of experience as Ayurvedic consultant, and he has completed his graduation from Taranatha Government Ayurvedic Medical College, Ballari, and got his post-graduation and degree in Kaya Chikitsa from Government Ayurveda Medical College, Mysore. And later he joined Karnataka government in the year 1996 and worked in many peripheral hospitals in and around the Mysore, and later working as a chief medical officer. And sir is presently working resident medical officer at Government ITech Panchakarma Hospital, Mysore. And he is specialized in treating neuromuscular as well as joint disorders. And he guided for many postgraduate students. Thank you for joining us, sir. Thank you and one and all.
Thank you, Kirti, for introducing our eminent speaker. Everyone has a transferable commodity knowledge. Sharing your unique expertise and making introductions for someone creates a lasting legacy. I request Dr. Sukesh MK to take over the session on the concept of nutraceuticals in Ayurveda. Over to you, sir. So please unmute yourself. So turn on your audio.
Sir, can you hear me? Can you hear me, sir?
Hello. Okay. 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 Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Okay. So, good afternoon, everybody. Namami Dhanvantarim Adidevam Surasurai Vandita Pada Padmam Loke Jararuk Bhayam Mrityunasham Dhataramisham Vividaushadhinam. So first I would like to thank the organizers for giving me this opportunity to present a talk on nutraceuticals in healthy aging. So I would like to present the Ayurvedic concepts regarding the nutraceuticals. So regarding introduction, nutraceuticals are known as bioactive substances that are present in common food or botanical based sources that can be delivered in the form of dietary supplements or functional food, supplying beneficial effects in addition to the nutritional essential components. So nutraceuticals comprises a wide range of bioactive derivatives accumulated in edible sources, including antioxidants, phytochemicals, fatty acids, amino acids, and probiotics, with either established previously or potential effects. Nutraceuticals are well known for their role of being involved in disease treatment and prevention, anti-aging properties, and malignancy prevention. So, Ayurveda, the being the oldest life science, so it is from the ages, it is there. So, the word Ayurveda consists of two words. That is, one is Ayurveda, Ayu, and the Veda. That Ayurveda is a life, it's the life, science of life. So, what is the benefit of Ayurveda? That is, Prayojanam cha asya swastasya swastirakshanam aturasya vikara prashamanam. So, these are the aims of Ayurveda. So here there are two things which I would like to explain. One is swasthasya swasthya rakshanam and aturasya vikara prashamanam cha. So who is swastha here? So swastha is a person who is a healthy individual. So that we call as swastha, and atura means a diseased person is called as atura. So Ayurveda is, the science is oriented towards the maintenance of health of swastha as well as the disease curing process. So what is the benefit of this science is called Dhatu Samya Kriya Chokta Tantrasya Asya Prayojan. Here what we do is Dhatu Samya. So the basic concept of Ayurveda is about the three doshas and the sapta dhatus and three malas. So what are the three doshas? That is three doshas which we can compare it as a regulatory component. They are vata, pitta and kapha. And there are seven dhatus. They are structural components of the bodies. They are rasa, rakta, mamsa, medas, asti, majja and shukra. And there are three malas which are mutra, mala and smeda.
See, even I am not able. Log in through your phones and listen to the thing.
And
log in through your phone. You people have the link now.
And the Agni, that is the conversion component of the body, which you can correlate even to the Agni is the conversion component, or we can correlate it to even digestive juices or the enzymes. So there are Agnis. Major Agni is called as Pachakagni, which is present in the stomach, and even in Sapta Dhatu at the level structural components also there are Agnis which transform to the corresponding dhatus from the rasa, what we call it is the primary juice which is produced after the digestion. Yeah. So when we take food, that is ahara, what we take, actually it digested by the Agni, the digestive fire is will be there, and it converts to ahara rasa, that is what is called as nourishing material, and then this ahara rasa in turn forms the saptadhatu, that is tissue element formation. So there is one thing called ojas in Ayurveda, which is then essence of all the saptadhatus. What is I have told earlier that rasa, rakta, mamsa, meda asti. So there is an essence of Saptadhatus, which is called as ojas. So when the ojas is in the normal state, the person will be healthy individual, and which is we call him as swastha. So for the importance of ojas is very much here. So when the ahara which we take is properly digested and form proper dhatus, the proper essence of those dhatus and the formation of ojas will be there. If the ojas is proper, then the health of that individual will be maintained. So nutraceuticals usually it's of the food origin. So importance of food is here. I would like to briefly explain the importance of food. That is called ahara, what we call as ahara. So I would like to explain the nutraceutical value, because here ahara as not only as the nutrition value or as well as the ahara helps in curing or preventing the disease also. So I would like to consider here ahara as the nutraceutical component also. So ahara sambhavam vastu rogascha ahara sambhavaha. So this ahara is a cause for both health as well as the disease. If we consume the ahara in a proper way and proper component also, then it maintains the health. If the ahara is not taken properly, and then it leads to disease. So on earth, every single dravya, that is material, is considered as a medicine according to Ayurveda. So there is no medicine which is equivalent to ahara. So ahara component, everything present on earth which can be considered as ahara, as well as it is called as medicine also. That's all. Nachahara samakinchit. So here there is no medicine which is as equivalent to ahara. So here the importance of ahara is explained here. So that's why it is called as Mahabheshajya. That is the ultimate. Bhaishajya means that is the drug or the medicine. So ahara is called as Mahabheshajya here. So what are the benefits of ahara here? So the ahara what we take, it's called is helps in sattvam urjayati. It normalizes the functions of dhatu poshana. It nourishes body components, and balakara, it gives strength. Varnakara provides complexion. Indriya prasadakara, that is sensorial gratification will be there, and pranakara, it normalizes the vitality. So according to Ayurveda, these ahara is classified into 12 vargas on the basis of their origin. So here, so these classifications are important, and they have extensively classified these ahara on their origin, and it is important to follow these vargas according to the prakriti of the person. So in Ayurveda, each individual is different, and they are considered of similar different prakritis also. There are 7 prakritis in a person. So 7 types of prakriti purusha are there, that is persons. So according to that, we have to consider the intake of ahara. So where these ahara vargas will be helpful. First, shuka dhanya varga, that is monocotyledons or cereals like red rice, millets, etc. So there are many varieties of shuka dhanya or cereals are explained here, and the importance of the cereals also explained in this category. So when a disease condition is taken, like in a staulia or obese patient, so what are the type of these cereals has to be taken? So because there are 20 gunas attributed to any dravyas or material, So a person who is obese, so we advise him to take ruksha, that is which reduces the obesity or reduces the fat. So such type of aharas or monocrotalline cereals are advised here. Next is Shamidhanya Varga, that is dicotyledons or pulses. Dal is there, moong dal, urad dal is there, that is black gram is there, horse gram is there. So these are the Shamidhanya Varga considered groups are there. Next is Mamsa Varga. So again, meat and fish. So on earth, in Ayurveda, there is an extensive explanation are available regarding the meat. So which type of meat has to be taken? So for example, in Raja Yakshma, or what you call as uh, pulmonary tuberculosis condition, so we advise the meat of ajamamsa, that is the meat of goat is advised there. And in certain Kshatakshina, where there is emaciation also, we advise the mamsa of aja, or in certain neuromuscular condition, we advise the food of ajamamsa also. So such type of explanation are there, so which acts as food, as well as it helps in treating the disease also. And then Phalavarga fruits are there. So many varieties of fruits are available, and they are advised, like as dalimba, that or pomegranate is there, which is very good in helpful in the condition of dysentery, or which is a known fact that it reduces the lipid levels, so which is very helpful in treating dyslipidemia also. Like Harita Varga, that is green vegetables and fresh condiments are there. So green vegetables, you know how it is very helpful in the nutrients, as well alleviating the disease also. And then Madhya Varga, that is therapeutic alcoholic beverages. So in Ayurveda,
ಲೈವ್ ಕಾನ್ಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಿಸ್ಯೂಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಿಷಿಯಸ್ ಡಯಟ್ ಮೇಲೆ.
therapeutic alcohol beverages. So in Ayurveda, there are explanations regarding the alcoholic beverages, which acts as which is used as ahara, as well as the aushadha also, that is the medicine also. Like the alcohol which is prepared out of the draksha, that is the grapes, which is now widely known as wines. So such type of things are beverages are also explained in Ayurveda. And then Gorasa Varga, that is Gorasa means the milk and milk products. Again, I would like to highlight certain points. So milk origin also, there are certain, it has explained from the quality of milk which is produced by the cow, buffalo, everything has explained here. And the importance of milk in maintaining one's health has explained in Ayurveda, as well as the milk products like dadi, that is curd, and the takra, or the buttermilk. So buttermilk, you may be knowing, which is very helpful. It reduces the obesity, as well as it is very helpful in treating the diarrhea, dysentery. So the buttermilk acts as probiotic in the case of diarrhea, dysentery, and the disease of large intestines, that is colitis. I think buttermilk is used as a food in those patients. Ikshu Vikara Varga. Ikshu Rasa Vikara Varga, which are produced by the sugarcane and its products. Like there is sugar is there is jaggery is there, and the even honey is included in Ikshu Vikara Varga. So with regards to honey is can be taken as food, as well as in the medicine also, because we know there are a lot of medicines which are prepared out with honey, which are helpful in sustaining one's health and keep the health. Like I will explain in the later part when the context of rasayana comes. So there are many rasayanas are there, and honey is one of the product in those rasayanas. Next, Kritana Varga. So there are, it is called cooked food. That is how a cooked food is important and which is helpful in acts as ahara as well as helping in diseases also. Next, ahara upayogi varga, adjuvants are food like spices. So in Indian kitchen we uses many of the spices. So we uses pepper, we use garlic, we use cuminum seeds. So many things of spices we use in preparing food. So definitely it helps in improving our health and maintaining our health. Shakha Varga, vegetables are there. So vegetables again sustains our health as well as they can use in disease condition also. Ambu Varga, that is water. So Ayurveda explains even water. So the importance of water is also explained. So the rain water, which is earlier they call as it is the best Ambupaya, it is called as, and it is the best one. And there are varieties of water also, because in when we consider it as medicine, so water prepared out of the herbs, spices, because we may be knowing water prepared of jeeraka we can use. So it increases the appetite, it helps in digestion. So water is also a food as well as we can consider it as medicine also. And with regard to the preparation and the food, there are 8 varieties, 8 points as explained. It is called as Ashta Ahara Vidhi Vishesha Ayatana. So how it will be? So Prakriti, natural food quality. So when a drug is taken or when a ahara is taken, how the quality is. Again, for your information, I would like to, there are 3 types of places explained in Ayurveda. One is the Jangala, which is a dried area, or the marshy area, which is called as Anupa, and then Sadharana, which is of normal area. So the herbs, ahara, which is grown in that area, or the prani, or the which are grown in that area, has its specific qualities. So we have to consider while taking food about those natural food quality or the area in which it is cultivated. It's also be taken consider of. Then the karana, that is processing, how the food is prepared. It's also an important thing, how the food is processed. And then samyoga, food combination is important in ahara, because there are things, certain things, so where the food should be combined, which food should be combined and which food should not be combined. There is certain rules. For example, the fish and the milk should not be combined when we consume the food, because it leads to skin manifestation, like any eczema condition may be there, or psoriasis, or certain type of things. Complicated diseases may cause when we combine the food like milk and fish. And what is the quantity of the food combination, that's also an important. And if we combine honey as well as the water in a equal proportion, it can act as it helps in reduction of weight. So such type of combination is explained in Samyoga Prakarana. And then Rashi. So when we consume food, what amount of food should be consumed, it is very much important, because there is a rule how much we have to consume food. So it is told that half of the stomach should be filled with the solid food, and the 25%, the quarter of that should be consumed with water, and the rest 25% of the amashaya or the stomach should be leave for the, it should be vacant for the proper digestion of the food. So if we consume more amount of food, it may lead to indigestion and may then lead to other digestive disorders. If we can't consume, or if we don't consume the proper food, then it leads to the deficiency diseases. And then next, desha, again region based food practices. So nowadays we have observed, so there is, from the ages we depend on particular food based on the region where we live, because if we consider like Tamil Nadu or any coastal area, we are dependent on the rice, but whereas if we go to North India, we depend on wheat, as well as if we go to North Karnataka, we depend on the jowar. But what happens, our system has adopted to these type of food. Suddenly if we change our style of food, like if we start consuming more of wheat, and then there may be some imbalance also. So that's why the desha is considered, and it has to be considered the food practice. And then kala, again there is an explanation in which season we have to consume what type of food, because if we consume some drugs or some food like the pepper, garlic, ginger, etc. So in the month of in summer, then it may lead to some disorders, as well as some like the curds and other things in winter, it may lead to some diseases. So season based food practice is also important. And then upayokta, that is prakriti, individuality based food practice should be there. Already I explained there are 7 prakritis in our body constituency. So according to that, vataja prakriti purusha or vakta person should consume a food which is more of kapha prakriti, kapha origin, like means the heavy food or like that. So then one can maintain one's health. And then upayoga samstha, there are certain rules and regulation of food practice, so that has to be followed properly. So what are the upayoga samstha rules? Ushnam ashniyat, that means when we consume food, it should be hot and fresh, because the food should not be very cool, it may hamper the agni. That's why we always say ushnam ashniyat, the food should be fresh as well as it should be hot. Snigdham ashniyat, always it should be unctuous, that means it should contain some amount of fat in that. That may be the reason why Indian food recipes always we use this garnishing the food, that is vagarne, what you call that, because some amount of oil is added to the food. So snigdham ashniyat, we have to have certain amount of oil stuff in the food. Then matravat ashniyat, so again what we take, it should be adequate quantity, as earlier said, it should be not less or not more. So less means there will be deficiencies. If we consume more food, it may lead to obesity or indigestion of such type of things. And jirne ashniyat, again this is a rule. So there is certain things when we think that it is our meal time, so that even if the food which is taken previous has not digested, we consume food. So that should not be the rule. So we should consume food only when the previous food is digested. Next is virya aviruddham ashniyas. So do not consume the food which are incompatible. So incompatible food should be avoided. Ishtadeshe ashniya. So again, this is a rule where the food should be consumed at a pleasant and clean area. So whatever the food, because what we call as anna as yajna. So when we consume food, it should be consumed at a proper place and proper area also. So ishta sarvopakarane ashniya. So with all the accessories which are pleasant and comfortable, we should take food. Nati dhrutam ashniya. So again, how we should, because some person consume the food very fast and consume food very slow. So it should not be there, because there is a ruling. There are 32 teeth and we should not chew a food 32 times. Because when we eat the food at proper chewing, so it helps in the proper digestion. So that's why avoid eating too fast, as well as nati vilambitam ashniyat, avoiding eating very slow. Because again, so there is a habit of people consuming food in front of TV or looking at the mobile, and they take very long period to consume food. So that should not be there. So it should be eat food at proper rate or proper time. And then do not talk while eating. So one should not talk while eating, or because we have to concentrate on the food what we take, and so it should be taken when that time we should not talk also. So ahasan ashniyat, again, should not be laughing at the time of consumption. And then tanmana ashniyat, eat with due concentration. Already I have told. So when you consume food, we should relish the taste of food. We should enjoy the the fragrance of the food, everything, and with concentration we have to consume the food. That is the rule. Atmanam abhisamiksha bunjita. So we should know what food benefits us. So that type of food we have to consume. So again, how the samskara is done here. So there are samskara being done for the food, that is boiling. We boil the food. So again, here one room, how we should take the food, whether we should take it raw or we should cook the food. Sometimes there are certain theories and some suggestions that you should take food, and according to Ayurveda, it is not proper, because there should be Agni Samskara. So means, so the food which is taken should be at least have some cooking should be done. So boiling has to be done to the food, and then steaming, that is through steam it has to be cooked. And there are food should contain sweet dishes also, where there are payasas, laddukas, explanation of those things are there, and meat preparation should be there. So mamsa rasa, mamsa odana is there, or mamsa odana means it is nothing but the rice which is prepared out of mamsa, nowadays what you call as biryani and other things. So mamsa odana should be there, and medicated water. So again, so the boiled water. So there is thing what consider in Ayurveda is the cold water is heavy to digest, whereas the boiled water is very light to digest. So medicated water means, so water is boiled with certain drugs like jiraka or anantamula, so such are the pepper. We boil water, so which is given, so which is very light to digestion, as well as it cures certain diseases like ajirna, I think. So medicated water is there, and milk based preparation, as already told, there is food prepared with milk is should be used. And here I would like to say our food should contain all the ingredients. I already told the 12 ahara vargas. So our food should contain all these vargas. Then it is called as wholesome food. So that is always helpful for the maintenance of our health, whereas prevention of disease will be there. So which is called as Nitya Sevaniya Dravya. Every day we have to consume those dravyas which should contain Shashtikan, that is Shali Varga, as well as Shali Mudga, as well as Shamidhanya, and then Saindhava, that is Lavana, as well as Amla Dravya, that is which is the food which is sour, and then Yava, that is Goduma or barley, which is there. So our food contain all these things with good amount of water, Antariksha Payaha, and then the food which is made out of sugar or the jaggery or madhu, and then sarpi. Sarpi is again the ghee. So again, Ayurveda gives a very important role for ghee, so which is very helpful in digestion as well as the nourishment, because in Rajayakshatakshina, or where a person is emaciated, the rasayana or the food as well as the drug for him is sarpi as well as guda. Sarpi means it is ghrita, as well as guda, it means the jaggery. So those two, for a person who is suffering from the emaciated condition like the tuberculosis and other things, so these both guda as well as the ghee acts as medicine and food. So jangalan mamsa, that is the mamsa from an animal which is reared in the dry area, so that should be there, and honey should be there. So our food should contain all these components, that is a must. So if we consume the food which contains all these things, our health can be maintained and we can prevent the disease. Now after ahara varga, so I move to rasayana. It's a very important topic in Ayurveda. So Ayurveda, there are 8 classification is done, like Kaya Chikitsa, and there is one that is general medicine as well as Balaroga, that is pediatrics. So one classification or one section of Ayurveda, it leads with rasayana, that means geriatrics. So rasayana, what is the concept of rasayana? Is the concept of promotion of health through rasayana is based on Ayurveda pathophysiology and its understanding of health and physiological system imbalances that lead to disease development. Rasayana consists of 2 words, rasa and ayana. The rasa nourishes our body and keeps us healthy and promote longevity by delaying aging and preventing diseases. Rasayana is a specialized type of treatment influencing the fundamental aspect of the body, namely dhatus, that is saptadhatus, agni, and srotas and ojas, the essence of the dhatus. The aim of rasayana chikitsa boosts ojas and the immune system. It helps a person to maintain good health or to establish impaired, lost physical or mental health. Rasayana is to improve metabolic process, which results in best possible biotransformation and produce the best quality bodily tissue and delay senility and prevent other diseases of old age. Rasayana drug invigorate the body by sustaining the required balance between anabolism as well as catabolism. Rasayana drug may act as antioxidants as well as immunomodulators and may act as anti-aging. So the rasayana helps in maintaining one's health, that is healthy individual is called as rasayana. So when to start rasayana? Then when the age occurs or the disease occurred, then we have to start rasayana? No, it is called as Purve Vayasi Madhyeva Manushasya Rasayana. So we have to start these rasayana dravya at the early ages, that is about middle age, what we consider about 40 to 50, we have to start rasayana. So when we consume rasayanas at this age, it can cause healthy, it can result in healthy aging also. So Rasayana, the importance of Rasayana, it preventing diseases. So it can increase urja, increases bala, it increases, and maintaining Vadikshamatva. Vadikshamatva is nothing but the immunity, and it cures diseases. And there are specific rasayanas indicated in disease, like what you know in a Chavanprash, which is helpful in the respiratory diseases, or the Ballataka rasayana, it is helpful in cancer. So such type of rasayanas are indicated in the diseases. So there are three forms of rasayana are there. So one is therapy, what we do in Shodhana in Panchakarma, like Vamana, Virechana, other things. And there are medicines, as I told that there are Amalaki is there. Amalaki can be considered as food also. Haritaki is there. Ballataka is there. So they are Agastya Haritaki is there. So they are considered as the rasayana form of medicine, medicinal form of rasayana. And the next thing is the another form of rasayana is food. So what are the benefits of rasayana here? It gives longevity, it enhances memory, it increases cognitive property, it slows down aging process, it improves luster, it strengthens body and sense organ, and it gives immunity. So I would like to highlight certain drugs which are considered as rasayana, where we can use those things as food also. Those lists I have given here. Amalaki, that is nothing but the gooseberry, Indian gooseberry. The botanical name is Emblyca officinalis. So its action is immunomodulator. It acts as immunomodulator, antioxidants, and hepatoprotective. Mandukaparni, that is Vandelaga, what we call is Kannada. The botanical name is Centella asiatica. It acts as neuroprotective, brain stimulant, and stimulant or promoter antioxidants also. And these Mandukaparni we can prepare in food also. The Amalaki can be prepared like what we prepare in South Karnataka as Tambuli, and Mandukaparni also we can prepare. The chutney also can be done, and the tambuli also can be done, or the juice of Mandukaparni can be taken. Amalaki also we can prepare the juice and take, so which helps in so many conditions. St. Madhu, that is Indian Giloy is there, Glycyrrhiza gabra, it improves anti-hypoxic conditions, and the effective brain tonic, it acts as effective brain tonic. And then Guduchi, that is Amrutaballi is there, Tinospora cardfolia, it is cognitive enhancement, and it is an antioxidant, and it helpful, and it acts as rasayana in respiratory diseases. It helps in joint diseases like rheumatoid arthritis, and it helps in certain conditions. And then Shankapushpi, so convolvulus prostratus, neuroprotective, intelligent promoting activity is there. Brahmi Bacopa maneri, it is neurotropic, and these Shankapushpi, Brahmi, Eshtimadhu, they can be considered as, there is a classification in Ayurveda as Medhya Rasayana, which nourishes brain. So with these we can definitely prevent the age-related certain diseases like dementia and other things can be prevented when we consume these type of food. Then Kushmanda, that is the ash god, what we regularly use. So Benin Casa hispida is there. It's a very good rasayana, preventive, effective of reduction in colicin-induced Alzheimer's disease. It is proven. So it is again we call as Medhya Rasayana, and it nourishes the body, Kushmanda. So when we consume Kushmanda, it's also indicated in the disease Rajayakshma, or the pulmonary tuberculosis. Then Dhanyaka is nothing but coriander, what we use regularly in our home. It acts as hepatoprotective as well as the immunomodulator. Then clove is there, so which we use in regularly in our food. Sesame aromaticum, it is adaptogenic, action is adaptogenic. Jeeraka, that is Suminam seeds, Suminam seminum, and it is bioavailability enhancer. Haridra, that is turmeric, curcumalanga. This acts as hepatoprotective, anti-carcinogenic, and immunomodulator. You may be knowing the curcumin, which is very good anti-carcinogenic, which is nothing but Haridra. So in India, the number of carcinoma when compared to Western is very less because we use regularly Haridra in our regular food. So it acts as a possibility of carcinoma. Then Twak is there, Cinnamon zelanica, it is hepatoprotective, and Lashuna is garlic, so which is allium satin immunomodulator, and it is an anti-lipid agent, thereby it can be used in the prevention of cardiac disease also. So we may be knowing in the last 2 years when the COVID pandemic has started, so in Indian every household they started using these kashayas, which is prepared out of pepper, which is out of using the guduchi or the Tinospora cardifolia, or the kashaya made out of shunthi and other things, so to increase their immunity level. So these drugs, particularly these spices what we use, definitely increases our immunity level. So with all these, I would like to come to the conclusion. So the conclusion is nutraceuticals, an emerging trend, is having root in Ayurveda. Ayurveda explains food composition, food processing, and consumption from the point of health maintenance and disease eradication. Individual-centered food practice is the need of the hour to get expected nutritive and therapeutic efficacy. And finally, I would like to thank all the organizers for giving me an opportunity to present the nutraceuticals concept explained in Ayurveda, and I would personally thankful to Dr. Srimati Rajarajeshwari for giving me an opportunity to present this topic in front of you, and thanks for the patient hearing. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your educative presentation. If any queries, you can put it in your chat box or unmute yourself and you can ask. Dear participants, you can put your questions in the chat box or unmute yourself and ask questions. I think there is no questions. Thank you, sir, for your educative presentation. It was a great presentation, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I encourage Rajalakshmi M from final year BSc BMBT to introduce our second speaker of this e-conference, Dr. Arunachalam Muthuraman M.
Good afternoon, all. I'm Rajalakshmi of third BSc BTBM. It's my immense pleasure to welcome our today's resource person, Dr. Arunachalam Muthuraman. Dr. Arunachalam Muthuraman has completed the B.Pharm program from the Tamil Nadu Dr. MGR Medical University, Chennai in the year 2005, and M.Pharm and PhD from Punjab University, Patiala, India in the year 2012. His research areas include preclinical screening of neutral medicine with an assessment of neuropharmacological and neurovascular acting agents, and Sir has also screened lead compounds and newer herbal medicines for the management of vascular dementia, Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson disorder, stroke, and neural pain disorders. So, Sir is currently working on neurovascular disorders like vascular dementia, diabetic retinopathy, stroke, and vasculitis neuropathic pain. Sir has 13 years of teaching experience and research experience. In his guidance, 2 PhD scholars, 25 M.Pharm and 29 B.Pharm students have graduated. Sir has also published 81 international research and review papers in reputed high-impact journals such as Cumulative Impact Factor 137.40. Sir has written 22 books and 24 international book chapters. Sir has rewarded with various prestigious awards such as World Top 1% Neuroscientist of Expert in Neuralgia and Outstanding Scientist Award in the year 2021 and Best Faculty Award and Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Teaching Excellence Award in the year 2019, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Research Excellence Award and Sushruta Best Young Scientist Award for Medicine in the year 2018, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Young Scientist Award in the year 2017, and Young Scientist Award and Best Oral Presentation Award in the year 2013. Sir has received the Extramural Research Project grant of rupees 20 lakh from the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research in New Delhi, India. Sir has twice received the Malaysian FRGS project grant in the year 2019 and 2021 from the Ministry of Education, Malaysia. Sir is currently working at AIMSC University since 12 November 2018. Sir is also an expert in preclinical toxicology research, especially zebrafish-based assessment of neurotoxicity and degenerative disorder, cardiovascular complication with CRISPR-based gene editing technique. It's my honor to introduce such a high-profile research person to our two-day international e-conference. I welcome you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, madam. Are you able to audible? My slide able to visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, first I want to check my slide. It is moving. My slide is moving. You are able to see? My slide movement, you are able to see?
No, sir. Yeah. Now we can see your slide, sir.
Okay. In presentation mode, it is not moving that slide numbers. So I will.
So can you make it to full screen, sir?
If I'm making full screen, it is from my screen it is moving, but I think audience side cannot see. Right?
Yes, sir, but it's not in full screen. We can just see, but we can see your slides, sir.
Okay, slide moment is there. Slide moment is you are able to see, right, madam?
We can see your second slide, sir.
Third slide?
Third slide, no.
Okay. Okay. I think I want to present in this manner so that everyone able to see slide movement.
Yeah, now we can see, sir.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Now everyone is hungry mindset for lunch time. Anyway, I won't take much more time. Professor Niranjana sir and Dr. Sukesh sir is explained very well in the nutraceutical concept. So my job is almost easy based on their presentation. Okay. So first of all, I am thankful to the NMK STM Mahalya Maha Vidyalaya Institution and the APSC Association for giving this opportunity, give my topic. That is, my topic is challenges and opportunity of nutritional therapy for neurovascular aging and further future perspective. Aging is one of the common process. Whenever we are become the older, automatically our body is getting the aging process. It is a common term, but it is very relevant to the human, some animals and fungi. But certain animals or bacteria or perennial plant is exception. It is biologically immortal. And this, whenever we are talking about the aging concept, it is two things is very important. One is vascular aging, another one is neuronal aging. But nowadays, it is neurovascular aging is the correlated evolution is very essential to better management of any disease. Okay. Now, what is vascular aging? Vascular aging is nothing but once aged, that vascular tissue, it will produce two kind of action. One is increase the arterial stiffness, means hardness. Another one is decrease the dilation ability. So this is observed in the various diseases, that is hypertension, coronary disease, kidney disease, stroke, cognitive impairment, Alzheimer's disease, motor disorders, etc. Why I am telling this point? It is involved in the whole body, all vascular system. Getting that aging process leads to various diseases. But in brain system, it is very specifically blood vessels as well as neuron getting the aging process. But the primary event starting with arteries aging process followed by neuronal aging. And this aging nothing but exponentially increase the likelihood of mortality with time. Means time dependent, our cells become the aging, and finally it is going to the death process. And what is neurovascular aging? We can categorize the three segments. One is neuronal aging, neurovascular aging, and vascular aging. What is neuronal aging? Neuronal aging is due to the amyloid deposition and cerebral tissue susceptibility, matrix protein, that is membrane matrix protein, barrier alteration, cell-cell communication, cell matrix interaction alteration. This all happen in the neuronal aging process. And what about vascular aging? Vascular aging nothing but it is obstructions of particular vascular arteries, and particularly in cerebral arteries, ischemic stroke, and thrombosis formation, hemorrhagic formation, amyloid deposition, and microvascular integrity. It means capillary integrity function is lost. So these are the vascular aging related phenomena. And what about neurovascular aging? It is nothing but both together it is involved, and a certain factor is very specific for neuron, certain factor is very specific for vascular, but a common factor is involved in the neurovascular aging also. Now, what is the risk factor for neurovascular aging? It is various categories is listed here. Demographic factor, that is age, sex, and education. Atherosclerotic factor, that is smoking, microinfarction, diabetes, including alcohol intake. Cerebrovascular factor, that is ischemia, thrombosis, narrow of the arteries, and stroke conditions. Genetic factors, certain genetic modifications of genes also responsible for neurovascular aging. Environmental factor, that is air pollution, heavy metals. And what about the woman? And according to that literature, woman is more prone to the neurovascular aging process, and due to certain hormonal imbalance, that is naturally menopause, exogenous hormone, and bilateral oophorectomy. It means if uterus cancer time, it is cancer tissue removal. That is also leads to develop the neurovascular aging, early aging. Now, what is the major hallmark for the brain neurovascular aging? It is these are the biomarker, or these are the diagnostic techniques we can apply for confirmations of neurovascular aging. That is uncoupling of neurovascular units, decrease amyloid beta clearance, increase the amyloid beta plaque formation, constrictions of capillaries, breakdown of blood-brain barrier, reductions of resting membrane potential, neurodegeneration, neuronal death. Even this all biomarker is secondary thing, but a primary in life food we can evaluate with imaging techniques to evaluate the neurovascular image, like the Doppler scanning and all. Same technique is applicable for preclinical research also. Now, neurovascular response, how it is responding with aging. Whenever we are talking about brain neurovascular system, various tissue components is responsible for aging. That is microvessels, brain capillaries, pericytes, microglia, mast cells, oligodendrites, neurons, and axons. This all together or sometimes sequentially, it is damaging or altering their function, leads to aging process is accelerating. Now, certain biomarkers, that is metalloprotease, that is matrix metalloprotease 2, matrix metalloprotease 9, it is very commonly employed in this aging process. It is degrade the matrix protease enzyme. Another one is alterations of microvascular integrity. It is activating the integrin of alpha 6, beta 4, and disappearance of alpha beta dystroglycan. These are the markers. And permeability barrier. It is here we are talking about brain capillary junction. That is expression of tight junction, blockade of beta-1 integrin function, reductions of zona occludin 1 and occludin expression. This is genetically modified whenever that aging process is initiated. Next, modulate the interendothelial claudin 5 expression. It is mainly occur in the vascular tissue. Okay. Next, last one is loss of collagen 4 and laminin and fibronectin protein. This is also indication for development of aging process. So based on this basic fundamental, certain literature we found, if whenever cerebral microvascular pathology is developing in aging condition, it is also causing the neurodegeneration and vascular density is decreasing in the brain segment. So this is the one article is published. And another article is suggesting that the cerebrovascular aging, it is directly correlated with vascular cognitive impairment and vascular dementia. So this is the previous other researcher report. And based on this, we are made one more publication. That is our publication. We focus on the natural medicine, that is alpha-naptoplavone. It is producing the or prevent the vascular dementia in ischemic model, like 4-vessel occlusion. It is one of the established model for stroke also. And this 4-vessel occlusion in rat, it is will develop the ischemic environment in the brain system, and brain micro focus, that is neurovascular unit, is changes occur. So that natural compound is proved that it is prevent the vascular aging and neuronal aging process. So based on this, our publication, certain grant we are applied, and we received 2 grants. That is in 2019 vascular dementia related 1 grant, and 2021 last year, that is we received a diabetic retinopathy. Even diabetic retinopathy also neurovascular or neurovascular aging process, very common or very major risk factor for development of diabetic retinopathy and vascular dementia as well. Now, age-related disease. If generally we are searching, we are able to get various disease conditions with age-related disease. But whenever we are talking about neurovascular disorders, very limited disease is listed. That is vascular dementia, stroke, Alzheimer's disease, vasculitic neuropathy. This is related to peripheral neuron system and diabetic retinopathy. Next one is, what is the mechanism beyond this aging process? So various mechanism is involved, but it is we are overall I correlated, and that is oxidative stress, autophagy, exosome technique, and DNA damage, mitochondrial injury, inflammatory cytokine. This all alter our cellular system, and ultimately it is causing the various aging process in peripheral as well as central system, leads to multiple diseases. This is just outline. And another one is in more specifically in brain system, various aging based modification is occur, and that disease list I mentioned earlier. But here I'm saying how we can manage this aging, pathological aging process. And in lifestyle intervention, without any drug, we can manage it, our aging process, or delay or reverse our aging process. That is with the help of micronutrient, polyphenol-rich diet, flavonoids, vitamins, and polyunsaturated fatty acids, caloric restriction, ketogenic diet, and a Mediterranean diet, exercise. This all it is supporting the reversing of aging process or delaying the aging process. But experimentally, it is we need scientific evidence. So 3 major trinity, that is MTR, it is reported to reverse the aging process. One is mitochondria and telomerase shortening, and telomerase nuclear protein cluster shortening, and rDNA and certain protein regulation. So this is well established theory for reversing the aging. Now, what is the nutritional role playing in the reversing of this neurovascular aging? So nutritional therapy is almost everyone knows it is healthy to develop the neurovascular aging and healthy brain function. But however, nowadays fast food and low dietary fiber or high calorie containing food, it is causing the major risk factor for accelerating our biological aging process. And one certain disease also responsible for this aging process, but disease we are well managed with a certain medication, exercise, or nutritional therapy can be delay the aging process. And certain diseases are diabetes mellitus and cardiovascular disease, etc. Natural nutrient, more specifically resveratrol and tocosahexaenoic acid. This is well established to prevent the aging process and cognitive impairment also. And some nutrient is exhibit stronger than anti-aging effect, that is Mediterranean diet. It is nothing but mixed type of diet, and a single nutrient it is sometimes is less effect than combination. Next one is certain anti-aging herbs. This is already explained by Dr. Sugesh sir. And anyway, just I am highlighting certain important food material, that is turmeric, ginseng, bilberry, ginkgo, and cotucula. These are the experimentally is proved that it is having the anti-aging properties. Next, certain essential nutrient or essential molecules of herbal medicine, that is omega-3 fatty acid, that is from fish oil. Astaxanthin is present in the various fruit. And the carnitine, acetyl carnitine, coenzyme Q10, and these are the mainly targeting in the mitochondrial energy generation. So in neuron system, I want to highlight two things. One is neuron is highly energy utilizing tissue. So ultimately, it is glucose uptake process is essential. Second thing, neuronal mitochondria can be mobilized, can be biogenesis. So ultimately, number of mitochondria present in the neuron inside, it is indicating the that much strengthen or healthy of neuron. So these are the nutrient is supporting the mitochondrial bioenergetics and mitochondrial biosynthesis. Next, another one is dimethyl aminoethanol, resveratrol. Resveratrol is one of the major compound for reductions of telomerase elongation. Another one is hesperidin. It is a citrus fruit having this hesperidin also. This is also reported as an anti-aging supplement. Now, anti-aging food. Certain daily we are taking various food material, but even that is also having the anti-aging property. Therefore, somewhat we are able to manage our healthy lifestyle. That is avocado, blueberries, green tea, kale, watermelons, olive oil, nuts, flaxseed, coca, seaweed, spinach. These are the food material is producing the anti-aging action. Another one is now, according to my title, major challenge of nutritional therapy for reversing neurovascular aging. What is the challenge? Of course, that is a randomized clinical trial. It is saying that it is a gold standard to confirm the nutritional intervention for aging and associated cognitive decline. It is gold standard, nutritional therapy or nutritional based evaluation. But sometimes this is not possible to contact with specific nutrients or some nutrients. Why? Because that person influenced to the individual difference. Because micronutrient is vary or responding one person to other person in different manner. Another one is subtle effect of the aging process, also not clear. So still need to evaluate is more precise manner, but that is opportunity section I will explain. Next one is further, that is no dietary recommendation is accepted by that approval agencies, and because various nutrient or it is reported as a non-toxic. So directly so many manufacturer or companies launching in the food supplement or food material. But ultimately we are not able to consider this as a therapy based or medicine like that. And another one is some nutrients are exhibit a stronger effect than the others. That is already explained, that is Mediterranean diet. And in highlight nutrient therapy for aging disease, it is considered with biomarker assessment and metabolic conditions, like that medicine or that nutrient, how working in the person to person with a biological or metabolic process way. So in this way, we evaluated can be bring the nutritional therapy for a particular disease or neurodegenerative disease or neurovascular disease condition. Next, another aspect, we can focus on the personalized nutrient for reversing and delaying the aging process. So some condition, like a diabetic condition, we have to use some kind of, or we have to recommend some kind of nutrient. And cardiovascular disease condition, maybe in other kind of nutrient. Like that, we have to standardize and we have to scientifically have to prove. Next one is another one more Verma et al. Scientist. He explained about how personalized medicine is essential for personalized nutrition is essential for healthy aging. So here he described the challenges. So challenges one is reductionist approaches, that is data-driven technology. It means what are the patient or what are the conditions of that particular person and how what kind of nutrient is responding or improving that aging process like that. Next challenge two, that is need to personalize nutrient infrastructure, that is I explained earlier. Another one is challenge three, data standardization and need for more training and more precise data evidence. And challenge four, data scarcity and need to improve the methods. So different methods of applications of nutritional therapy for reversing the neurovascular aging. Next one is, this is a certain list of nutritional therapy compounds is reversing the neurovascular aging. This is explained as very established in extensive manner by Dr. Subhash sir and Niranjana sir. So I not want to give more detail. Polyphenols and polyphenol-rich diet, citrus flavonols, testin metabolites, alkaloids, micronutrients. This micronutrient also it is major role playing in the reversing the neurovascular aging. Fatty acids, vitamins, and very low carbohydrate ketogenic diet. Nowadays, this ketogenic diet is one of the hallmark or one of the recommended therapy for neurovascular disorders. Caloric restriction, it is like fasting and a multi-component diet, mitochondria targeted antioxidant, Mediterranean diet. This is also proved that it is reversing the neurovascular aging. Now, why nutritional therapy is required for reversing neurovascular aging? Because it is not only act on the neurovascular system, ultimately subsequently it is reduce the brain oxidative stress and the expression of selenoprotein B, glutathione peroxidase. These are the endogenous supporting molecule and prevent the oxidative stress. And in additional, it is improving the insulin sensitivity. Ultimately, neuron able to take sufficient quantity of glucose, circulatory glucose, so that insulin sensitivity also essential. Next, it is reduce the pathological protein and pathological enzyme, that is beta gamma secretase activity, amyloid beta production, improve the mitochondrial biogenesis, and also modulate the DNA methylation. And ultimately, it is alter the nuclear protein, that is histone and chromatin structure. And finally, based on this, our understanding, we can focus on our nutritional based therapy for reversing neurovascular aging, and with additional focus or additional evidence we can create, that is like genomic stability level, telomerase attrition level, and epigenetic alteration, loss of proteostasis, regulator nutrient sensing level, mitochondrial functional level, cellular senescence, stem cell expression, and alter the intercellular communication. This all we can focus with our nutritional therapy support or nutritional therapy administration. So with this all evidence we created, then we can strongly we can claim nutritional therapy can be used for various neurovascular disorders. So it is one of the, we can call this nutrient is as a regenerative nutrition. It means degenerative condition is the disease, and we can bring the regenerative or reversing that degeneration process or damage process. And this is certain categories, 5 categories: whole food, concentrated polymolecular compounds, diet-based compounds, micronutrients, vitamin D or selenium, chromium, like that molecule. Next, commensal microflora. Even our gut microflora also supporting our healthy brain function. So gut is called second brain. So it is this organization organizing by microbiology department. So they are able to find, or they are able to do research in this area also. And so based on this all literature, recently we made one more publication in neurovascular aging related research. It is recognized by Alzheimer and Dementia Journal. And I'm thankful to the Dr. Hanumanjas Joshi sir for giving connection to this this journal. And next conclusion. So neurovascular aging is a major risk factor for development of unhealthy brain, and ultimately regular exercise and nutritional therapy can be reversed, or it is already established, but we need scientific evidence and to make it as a therapeutic medicine and reverse the aging condition, and also it is delay the aging process. Calorie restriction therapy is another concept, and fasting therapy, sleep therapy, This is also additional focusing area, and we can look into the parallel also. So because it is integrated manner, it can be achieve the better success for prevention of neurovascular aging. And ultimately, my conclusion is eat your food as your medicine. Otherwise, you have to eat medicine as your food. So we are made more sensible and more focused or more healthy. So no need of any medicine. And certain references I refer for this preparation. And thank you. And especially thankful to the Dr. Vanamanta Joshi sir for giving invitation and for this conference. Thank you. Now over to you, madam.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you so much. It was a wonderful talk, sir. And also your conclusion was nice. So it was like up to the, we have to follow it. Or else there will be no other option taking medicine. Yes, sir. So there are questions for you. What type of nutraceuticals needed to develop in the present era of COVID-19?
For specifically COVID-19 related, single nutraceutical therapy, won't work effectively. Of course, certain medicine is available, like curcumin or golden milk, means curcumin plus milk, warm condition with a certain ingredient like pepper, ginger, mixed with that golden milk also useful. And cavacrocodinase, like that, cavacrocodinase having a lot of herbal. And from that extraction, it is also useful for COVID-19 prevention or infection rate can be reduced. And so this is my self experience also, because last year I got positive, but I regularly used this one. But one thing I experienced, golden milk cannot use large quantity and long duration. It will give another complication. So according to certain quantity level, we can take it. So this is I can suggest, but a single medicine still not identified a very clear manner.
Thank you, sir. There is another question. How do you correlate the mitophagy and aging?
Okay, mitophagy is nothing but mitochondrial based function. So that mitophagy, nothing but mitochondrial level is decrease or increase. So because already I told neuron system able to generate the multiple mitochondrial division. And one more thing, mitochondrial having the own DNA, mitochondrial DNA. So it is having the own signaling process. It can be divided, mitochondrial fission, fusion. Both things happen in the neuron system. So pathological condition, mitochondrial level will be decreased. And whenever need to recover, that time our body system itself, it is encouraging to make the mitochondrial level or mitochondrial content level more in the neuron system. And once that new mitochondrial level is increased, that mitochondria can be mobilized in neuron one place to other place. So in this way, mitochondria play a role in the prevention of any tissue damage, particularly neuron system. So this mitochondrial page, it is helpful for neurovascular aging, and but particularly neuronal aging condition can be reduced. Yes,
so the next question is it possible to reverse neurological problems, if any, in minor intensity by these nutraceuticals?
Yes, of course, definitely can be reversed, but it cannot expect within very short duration. If chronic neurological disorders, we are giving correct nutritional therapy, definitely we can bring or reduce the complication. But 100% curable, that is need to investigate more. And of course, that is certain other factors. That person is how much age, or that person food habit, lifestyle habit. That is also we have to look into that. Then definitely we can able to manage or able to monitor that person condition. Definitely we can bring the that reversing of neuronal aging and prevent the neurovascular complication. But 100% curable, that is still questionable. But at least that complication we are preventing or managing the that neurovascular healthy condition in certain duration or life life duration, it is good. That is my suggestion.
One more question, sir. Can you please elaborate on the psychobiotics?
Psychobiotics. Okay, so I think they are talking about probiotics, antibiotics, like a microorganism based. Nowadays, it is probiotic fluid or probiotic is suggested to various diseases, particularly GAT complication and all. And in Malaysia also, it is having lot of probiotics related products. And this product is act on the our GAT system and our GAT microbial flora and other organism is encouraging to make healthy condition. So of course, I already told gut brain or gut is second brain. So gut is properly functioning. That gas means gut transmitter. Gut release the certain specialized transmitter that is will connect to the neuron system and reach to the brain, and it is making the better our psychomotor and psychotic brain health. So ultimately, our psychological behavior or psychological character can be improved. So this is the psychobiotic concept is explaining.
There is another question, sir. Up to what age these nutraceuticals will be effective against aging and reversing neurological problems?
Okay, if once a childbirth is occur and it is childhood onwards, we should start in healthy our food. Food is we are made very healthy and nutritional way. Definitely no need of any special nutritional therapy. And of course, our body is getting aging. But in society, we can see some person still young, energetic, and their skin, everything is very, you cannot predict their age. So how it is occur? Because their lifestyle from the childhood onwards. But you are talking in other aspects. If once we are already aged or certain disease means certain complication is arise, that time we are giving nutritional therapy. We can prevent the or we can delay the neurovascular complication, and we can reverse. At least I can suggest minimum 6 months nutritional therapy. Healthy way we are taking. Definitely we can feel the clarity of our health improvement or aging process, reversing process we can feel. So everything is need self-practice. That's why medical we are saying practitioner. They are day to day changing the medicine, and they are getting the new knowledge, and they are implementing. Similarly, our self-practice or self-assessment or self-focusing is needed. We are taking this kind of medicine. I feel this. I feel better or feel recover. Or sometimes it is not suitable for me. It is making complication. We should be go with other option. So ultimately, definitely we can reverse the aging with a correct nutritional therapy. Yes, madam.
There is another question, sir. Is there any research studies to correlate nutraceuticals with autism disorder?
Yes. Because autism is a genetic disorder, of course, it is developing the childhood onwards, and during that pregnancy condition, neonatal development itself, it is there. But certain complete genetic modification with the nutritional therapy is very challenged. But we can manage that neurovascular complication with the nutritional therapy. But exact medicine for autism therapy, exact medicine for Alzheimer's disease, it is not categorized yet, because our whatever natural medicine, it is not single targeted action, it is poly-targeted or multi-targeted action. So ultimately, it can be reverse the autism disorder also, but 100% curable, it is remains a long way we have to do research investigation.
So there is one more question, like, will consumption of non-veg food affect neurons badly, or it is good for neurological health maintenance?
Here, in two aspects I can explain. Yes, should be take. Other aspect I can say should not take. But both answer is acceptable. Depend upon in some people childhood onwards they are non-veg, so they are taking the non-veg food, and with suddenly they are stopping non-veg. It is a problem for them. So they have to take certain healthy way of non-veg, but not large quantity, not less quantity. But some people is completely vegetarian. they have to look into the non-veg type of proteins, fatty acids, that kind of material will support their neurovascular aging. Suddenly they are starting in the animal fat or non-veg material, and maybe initially will support, but long term it will make certain other complication also, because their genetic pattern should be adopt that food material. But genetic related adaptation we can diagnose this in long-term therapy, not acute effect we can't see. But acute effect we can see GIT problem and other things. But neurovascular and particularly genetic related complication, we should take long-term medicine then or long-term food, then only we can assess very clearly.
Okay, sir, there is one more question for you.
Yes.
It's like eat less, work less, and sleep less are some of the myths connected to reversal of aging. So, what is your opinion?
Sorry, madam, in between break my voice. Can you read once again?
Eat less,
okay,
work less, and sleep less are some of the myths connected to reversal of aging. So, what is your opinion about it?
Yes, if eat less and sleep less, that all phenomenon is well acceptable phenomenon. But in this condition, patient is already is a disease worsen condition. We are applying this concept, it will be make another complication. So if healthy person want to become the healthy aging of neurovascular system, so definitely we can follow this one. But oversleeping and overfood, of course, it is harmful to our human body. At the same time, less sleep, less means it is everything controlled, very limited. One person is healthy person is required 8 hours sleep, definitely should be take 8 hours sleep. But that person taking the 12 hours or that person taking in the 5 hours sleep, it is definitely will affect the human body. So this is my opinion.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. I also thank you for accepting our invitation and giving a talk on the said topic. So thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much to organizing committee and Dr.
Thank you, Dr. Muthuraman, for the excellent talk. I had been listening to you, and it was really nice. And thanks to you for accepting the invitation and waiting for a long time. And our apologies. The inauguration program took a little more time. And we can also see here Dr. Bannappa Ungar, the Deputy Director from Belgaum, Indian Council of Medical Research. And also, hi, Dr. Neni, how are you?
Hello, doctor. Yes, I'm fine. Thank you. And how are you?
Oh, very fine. And welcome, Dr. Neni. Dr. Neni will be the speaker tomorrow from Indonesia.
Yes,
and,
yes.
Dr. Mansa Deepa is also here, who is our Joint Secretary.
Okay.
Excellent talk, Dr. Muthuraman. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you all organizing committee members. Thank you.
Yes, it's very excellent talk, Dr. Arun.
Thank you. Thank you, madam.
Dr. Bannappa, would you like to add 1 or 2 words?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It was a very wonderful talk regarding this, the dietary interventions and the neurovascular aging. Really, it was a thought-provoking and a lot of leads for the further research also is there in this talk. So I thank Dr. Arunachalam for this wonderful presentation, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very much, sir.
Yes, yes. And I also thank our chairperson, APSC secretary, and all these people who are arranging this the program for the benefit of all these researchers who are interested in these upcoming, I can say that, topics which are of research interest. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, everyone. Will join us at 2 for poster presentation.
So we'll take a break, sir, for half an hour, and we shall start with the presentation at 2 o'clock. So all the participants be ready by 2 o'clock. Thank you.